at the tempo that we like. The press, again, sped them up and allowed us to get out in transition. 45 threes. Last game, we went 3 for 21. And I said that you guys, I didn't think we'd shoot like that very often. And the group responded. Loved how they shared the ball. I loved our effort. We got to clean up our turnovers and take care of the ball. We can't give possessions away. And I loved how we shared the ball. I think all 5 starters ended up in double figures, which is something that's special about this group. They're so versatile that we can hurt you in a lot of different ways. And I want to give Coach Nia a shout out on the scout. She did a tremendous job getting us ready for New Orleans and had their personnel nailed. And our kids did a good job defensively, and they were excited to play this game. And I think you could tell from watching it, we got a special group. But I'll open it up to questions. Just really proud of them.
You mentioned, last game couldn't make it through this game. That's all you're seeming to make. Does that kind of speak a little bit to the versatility of the team and the ability to win in maybe multiple ways?
Yeah, for sure. A lot of the first game, I think first game jitters definitely probably had something to do with it. Just adrenaline and excitement, and this group had been working hard all off season. So I think that was part of the first game, and today they settled down. Obviously Madison Connor got loose, and that doesn't always happen every game. Some teams really try to key on her, but she took 17 threes, and I think they were all great looks. Our team did a good job finding her, but I love how this group shares the ball. And like you mentioned, we can come at you in so many different ways. And so this team doubled Sedona a little bit. When teams do that, obviously it opens up the perimeter for us.
Do you kind of have like a magic number of attempts from beyond the arc that you want per game, or are you kind of just willing to let things develop in the flow?
Yeah, we don't set a specific number. We just want the tempo to be in our favor. We want the kids to fight for a good shot. And obviously we want to play fast, but we don't have an arbitrary number. You kind of got to figure out what the team's giving you that game, and so the team, we did a great job sharing the ball. There was a couple little stretches, we were a little stagnant, maybe forced some shots, but there weren't many stretches like that.
You talked about turnovers, but you scored almost half your points off of turnovers. It's kind of make you feel pretty good about that.
Yeah, this group, because there's so many playmakers and guards that can create for each other. If we can turn you over, we can turn that into a bucket really quick. So I think almost half the points came from points off turnovers, which is something we want to be great at. And then it allows you to, and it can snowball. That's how you put those big runs together, is you get a steal, you get a bucket, you jump back into press. And these guys, they felt us for 40 minutes, 94 feet, which is what we want.
You're not going to have a ton of players that can challenge Sedona inside in this preseason. Obviously, NC State, South Carolina. But when you look ahead to the Big 12, there's a lot. What did the minutes that Deasia gave you today kind of show you when you play some of those physical bigs that you'll see in conference play? Yeah,
Deasia and Nat have unique skill sets. Deasia is very strong and powerful down there and can hold her own. And so that skill set's going to be important against some of these teams with true centers that are strong. And then Nat is a stretch 5 that's going to make those kids come out. And obviously Sedona's the blend of the two, which is what makes her so unique. But Nat and Deasia are each going to be very important over the journey of the season and making sure they give Sedona a breather. But also they have such unique skill sets. They're very valuable.
I mean, both of these games, your entire bench was able to get in.
Yeah.
How important is that for you, just from them gaining that experience as you continue on in the season?
Yeah, you're only 2 games in, and for all of us, learning the subbing rotation, getting different combinations in together, just allowing everybody to get out there and sweat and work out the kinks is huge. And so the practice reps is really important, and then that carries over to the game reps. Fortunately, we're able to play everybody these 2 games, and with the tempo we're playing at and the pace we're playing at with the bench, we're playing everybody right now. And so and we still have a couple kids that we need to get back into the mix, but I just love our mixture of players and talent. They just all complement each other.
Taylor dropped 17 on 7 of 12. Can you just talk about her play tonight and what she brings to the table?
Yeah, Taylor's one of those unique, 6'1" forwards, guards. It's kind of positionless, can guard 1 through 4. For us right now, she's playing a stretch 4, but we play 4 out, so it's really a guard position. But I mean, she impacted the game. 17 points, 4 assists, 4 rebounds, no turnovers. And then in the press, her length is very disruptive. But I'm proud of her. Been challenging her to kind of get into the next gear. And impact the game in more ways because she's so capable. And I thought she had a fantastic game today.
Game 2, like, what do you like? You had things to work on after game 1 and those things that you addressed. What did you like between the 2 games that maybe came to light today?
Well, the ball went in the hole today, so that's good. I mean, we recruit shooting, we value shooting, we shoot. We try to shoot more than anybody in practices, and so when we went 3 for 21, you're like, oh, geez. And so tonight, to see the ball go through the hole, it's our system, it's our style of play to spread you out, the spacing. You need the ball to go in the hole, and so to hit 16 threes today, that was great, and we're capable of that. We're capable of doing that at night in and night out. And so you got to take what the defense gives you. But from game 1 to game 2, I'm really proud of our kids settling down and making shots. And we need to do that to be good.
You were talking about defense and applying that pressure the whole game. I was watching Donovan Hunter, just the way she kind of attacks and is constantly poking in there. Talk a little about her approach and kind of how that kind of maybe bleeds to some of the other girls on the defensive side.
Donovan sets the tone. No, she is the absolute tip of the spear for us. From that jump ball, you know exactly what you're going to get from Donovan Hunter. She is locked in defensively. She's so long and athletic. She understands the defensive side of the ball. And in the press, to get turns, to be able to control the ball, to make sure we get a set up what we're trying to do. Donovan's the unsung hero of this group. And then offensively, her vision, how she shares the ball. I mean, she's got Haley Van Lith and Madison Connor running the wings next to her. She does such a good job of finding them. And so Donovan, what she does this stat sheet isn't even close to sharing how she impacts the game. And so I absolutely love the kid. And she's just scratching the surface of her abilities. And I can't remember her stat line. She had 13 points, 4 assists, 1 turnover. And so, yeah, she's our unsung hero right now. She's what makes this whole operation go.
You mentioned you got a couple players still to work back in. A big game coming up a week from now. Any idea if Agnes or Maddie will be ready anytime soon?
Yeah. I stay out of the training room stuff and let the doctors and those people do their stuff. So I just wait until they tell me. But both of them are in the mix and just waiting to be able to allow them to get turned loose. So, but no specific timetable. That's a long season, and so you want to play it safe and make sure they're healthy and ready to go when we turn them loose.
That play it safe has something to do with not giving Madison a chance at pulling her out when she was 1 away from her personal single game record for 3. So you might not even been aware of that. Yeah.
Wasn't aware. Yeah. No. That kind of stuff. At the end of the day, we got a great roster, a talented roster, and you want everybody to have an opportunity to compete and get in the mix. And so I wasn't aware of that. Those kind of things, unless someone tips me or gives me a heads up, I'm not really aware of that stuff. You're just so locked in on the game.
Anything else for Coach?
Okay, you guys, great to see everybody. Thanks for coming, and see you Wednesday.
See you Wednesday, Coach. Thanks.
But they were just giving me open shots, so I mean, they're good looks, so it's my job to knock them down.
when you have players around you that have so much talent, it probably feels a little bit easier to get those looks. How good is it to know that when they start doubling you or paying more attention, that Haley or Sedona or Donovan or Taylor can go off and give you back those opportunities?
Yeah, I feel like that's what's unique about our team. I mean, you have to pick your poison. I mean, are you going to help on me? Then you're going to give Taylor, everybody else on the team, opportunity. If you're going to double with Sedona, she's going to kick it out and find a shooter who can knock down open shots. I feel like that helps everybody on our team, knowing that all 5 people on the court are a threat at all 3 levels scoring. So I feel like that's something that definitely gives me a lot more open shots than I did get a year ago.
Does it also help for both of you guys to have the confidence to take more of those looks when you have someone like Sedona inside that you know is going to clean up the offensive glass?
Yes, I think it's also a part of just like the freedom we play with. We focus on just getting the right shot every time.
You guys had 7 steals combined. How much of an emphasis is it forcing these turnovers and getting out in transition?
Yeah, I mean, we want to play fast. So, I mean, forcing teams to turnovers where we can get out and run in transition, I feel like that's to our strength. And in transition, we're extremely hard to guard. I mean, we have 4 guards who can spread the floor and shoot threes, and then you have Sedona who's running to the rim. So teams, I mean, if we're running in transition, I mean, we're going to get a bucket.
Well, and the defensive pressure is a little bit different from last year. How's that adjustment been for you guys, just having the mindset of we're going to be full court press the whole game?
I think it gets us going. I think it's been pretty good for us. It keeps our motors up and hungry on defense. So,
You know, other than scoring baskets in your second game, what were some of the things after game 1 that you guys were focusing on that you had to take care of this game?
I feel like kind of just building on what we did on game 1. I feel like we started off game 1 really good. I mean, we forced them to 30-something turnovers. So, I mean, this press is something new for all the returners. I feel like we have a lot more depth, so we're able to press and do full court just because we know the bench can come in and we can play less minutes but play harder when we are playing. So, I don't feel like there's necessarily like anything, but I feel like you always want to stack games. So, kind of just getting better in every single area.
Taylor, Coach talked about your ability to impact the game in so many different ways. Do you feel like today was kind of indicative of what you're able to do from that kind of stretch 4 guard position?
Yes, I would say like all week they've been on me about rebounding and also just not being so locked in on just scoring, but also being able to create for my teammates. And I think that's what I went out and did today. And I still happened to end up with 17 points, but I feel like I was focusing on everything else.
How much fun are you guys having? I mean, 107 points, Mark Campbell era record, getting up and down the floor. It just has got to be a really fun style of basketball to play in.
Yeah, it's super fun. I mean, we get complete freedom. I feel like all of us are in there working on a craft. So he gives us the green light to do whatever we feel like is right in the game. So I feel like a lot of teams you'll play and it's kind of, you have to worry about getting pulled out or subbed out if you might not make the best play in every single possession. But we play completely free. And I mean, it kind of shows in the stats. Everybody's playing free, shooting if they're open, and just playing hard.
Well, and out of that, kind of looks like on the court, like you guys really care about each other, and there's kind of that chemistry. But just talk a bit about how that's developed, even just over these 2 games.
I would say just like we play a lot, and I think that's what's getting us to gel even better. We've been playing together since summer, a lot of like up and down, so I think that's what's got us our chemistry.
Yeah, I feel like it's kind of different because, I mean, with the transfer portal, you get so many different kids coming in, so it's kind of hard to gel first. But this team it's been a seamless transition, honestly. I feel like we've all came in. We're a veteran group, so I feel like it's easy for us to kind of just come in and we know what we want to get done, so we're just getting the job done.
You know, speaking to that, Taylor, how's this adjustment to TCU been for you?
I think it's been great for me. Learning how to be a little bit uncomfortable and unlocking like my full potential. I've been having fun all summer to now, so I love it.
Anything else? All right, thanks you guys.